So today we got married. And actually, I'm reliably informed that one surefire way to know that you are in fact married is a major downturn in the bedroom gymnastics. And with that in mind, I can confirm that both Samantha and I have actually been married for the last 5 years. And this is the confirmation ceremony. Here we go, dude. Anyway.
Welcome to the family.
Before this turns into the shortest wedding speech on record.
You said too much.
Of my mother. My mother-in-law and father-in-law start
You knew what you're buying into though, Kris?
to be fair, I did actually. Allow me to focus on what the main theme of the group speech should be, of course, which is to thank everybody for coming. So it was our wish to have the wedding back up here in Yorkshire, in God's country, as some might say, one of the finest counties in England. We wanted to celebrate the occasion with all of our close family members and friends. I'm especially pleased to see my grandparents sitting with us today, and for me that was probably one of the deciding factors actually. Mind you, we have actually destroyed Samantha's little car, driving up and down the motorways, making all the arrangements. But I think it was worth it.
My car.
Terry's car. You think you should change your car We came for our foreign guests who've travelled over from Munich to sample some of the northern food as well, so the good Yorkshire nuts. We were keen for them to sample that. And I have to say actually, we have been quite lucky with the weather. When I woke up this morning, I looked out the window, thought, oh, here we go. So you plan a wedding in the north in October. You are taking a bit of a chance with the weather. And at one point we thought the forecast was going to be a bit windy for the southwest. But I'm pleased to say that the sun has shone through in the end. Let's keep it like that. So some of you have travelled a long way to come and celebrate the wedding today. We appreciate that. Kai and Christine have travelled in from Munich this morning. They've had an extremely long day. So. And I've practiced this next sentence a lot, and I'm probably still going to get it wrong. So we have a special message for you, which should read: Herzlich willkommen hier in Patrington. Vielen Dank. Genießen Sie die traditional Essen aus Yorkshire. Prost. Which I think means welcome to Yorkshire, or welcome here in Patrington, and we hope you enjoy the Yorkshire food or traditional food.
100% correct.
I should mention that I know Kai obviously working through Siemens, and he's invited me many times out to Oktoberfest, which I could recommend for anybody. The last time I went there, which was about a year ago, I did try to send him a gift through the post, and actually it turns out that Royal Mail have got a few restrictions which I was unaware of. I mean, who really knows that there's a limit on the amount of alcohol that you can send to somebody? So I'm pleased that you could make it today, because in fact actually we've got that gift. A year later, I always deliver in the end. Just out there, the white box. So if we could, I mean, saved on the postage, I've got to say.
you. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to celebrate your special day today with you together. And yeah.
Got a box open.
That's good, thanks, man. As well as Kai and Christine, we've also got some other people in the audience who have travelled a mammoth distance, all the way from New Zealand. So I'd like to say a special thank you to Auntie Sylvia. Much appreciated. Thanks for all the people who've travelled in via the motorways. And now for the rest of the locals. Thanks for travelling from one side of the village to the other. We really do appreciate it.
And a lovely village too.
Yeah.
So to the bridesmaids then, Kristen and Christina, I thought you both looked lovely today. I noticed that the father of the groom also had noticed that. He knows Floyd down as well.
Please don't tread.
He pointed out to me.
A special thank you to Kristen for arranging the hen weekend for Samantha. I know that Samantha had a great time and everybody enjoyed it. We've actually got some gifts for both of you, which hopefully Steve should be able to.
Kris, we thought about bringing organic chickens in there. So.
There might be.
And then thanks to our flower girls as well. I thought they did a cracking job today. They all look beautiful. Molly, Emily and Alice. And we've got some little gifts for them as well.
Hang on, Molly.
Hang on. And one for Muddy. Oh.
It's for you.
You have to open it.
Also, my ushers, I should say, my father was also an usher, dual role, today. Thanks for everything you did at church, and also to Mr. Taylor as well, Stuart Taylor. And we've got some gifts for you guys as well. I was going to say thanks for your kind words earlier. That trousers thing is like, and then when you went to the
You should have been introduced first to everybody, shouldn't I?
so you get to meet him.
I was going to say, yeah. And it's a present.
Thank you. It's Jim.
Oh, just over there.
It's a good job I don't do embarrassing.
I want to thank you to Catherine as well. Catherine who gave the reading in the church earlier today.
Yeah,
You know Catherine? put in the change. Of course, the biggest thank you today has to go to our respective parents and newly formed in-laws. We'd like to thank them for their help and contribution for this special day. It's made everything that we thought it could be, and then some. Thanks for Terry for all of his hard work with the table decorations. We've got a gift for you, Terry, actually. I'd also like to say thanks to Jean for allowing me to get this far through the speech. And for promising to save all of the heckling for the best ones.
Did it correct?
Thanks for all your support, I really appreciate it. And there should be a gift somewhere down there.
Help yourself.
Maybe we'll see what sort of job we do on Dean first.
Which colour is it?
Should be the royal one.
Hang on. There you go.
Come on, Steve, anyone think you just found out what this 2 minutes ago?
I was going to say, yeah.
Oh, hang on, gents. Excuse me. Can you read it?
Is that right?
It will be in about 2 minutes.
That was my sister's fault, it's not mine.
I'd also like to thank Terry and Jean for bringing up such a wonderful daughter. And also for welcoming me into the family as well.
You're welcome, man.
I hope that I can be everything that you expect from a son-in-law. Hopefully a bit more.
You don't know what you've taken on.
I was afraid you might say. I'd also like to say thanks to my own parents, my mother and father, for being the kind of parents that let me get away with a lot of mischief.
Wow, if ever that was an understatement.
This was very much appreciated on my side. And I hope one day I can repay the favour by maybe providing you with some grandchildren that are equally as unruly.
I'll teach you all the tricks.
You can have the pleasure of
How much the
babysitting.
book later?
We've got a small gift for my mother, which...
Sorry.
Steve, you really got with the game now,
I don't
yeah?
mind to mess around.
Also, special thanks to my father, who made sure that I returned from my stag do in Latvia in one piece. I may have been suffering from alcohol poisoning for the last couple of weeks, but I'm sure that will not stop me later on, and it was appreciated that I could at least get back on the plane. I'd also like to thank Stu Taylor as well for taking one for the team on that trip. Stu unfortunately had the honour of rooming with my father, who quite honestly is the loudest snorer, probably in his village in fact. And I do sympathise with whoever's staying in the room next to him this evening, I have to say. So thanks for that, Stuart. Even though Helen's not actually here, I'd just like to make the point that the wedding cake, I hope you've all seen the job that Helen provides with this wedding cake. I mean, the level of detail that's gone into that is just incredible. It was far more than what we thought it'd be good. We've seen some of the work she's done in the past, but I mean, she's, yeah, we're really impressed with it. And for those of you that are maybe not aware, the reason why we've got, I mean, it's an allotment themed wedding. We wanted an allotment cake. Alan's done a fantastic job with that. For those of you that are not on Facebook and haven't seen the 1,000 photographs that I must have uploaded to Facebook about this allotment, basically we applied for an allotment. We saw, I think it was a Jamie Oliver, yeah, look, couple program, etc. Get yourself an allotment. We thought you could just ring up the council and you'd get one. There's a waiting list. They said 4 years. I forgot about it. 4 years later, they rang someone for, hey, you know, you're at the top of the list. Do you want this allotment? Great stuff. So we embarked on this whole joint venture, and like we spent a lot of time on the allotment. We spent a lot of time, and the thing is, like we've grown some excellent crops this year, and we were secretly thinking that maybe as a newcomer we might get an award off of the council. You know, they do this thing every year, Rushmore in Bloom. And yeah, we did. I mean, we actually did receive an award for the allotment. I mean, I'd say it was a good achievement. I do say we, of course. I found out at the presentation evening in Aldershot. We got all the way down there. Yeah, we're going to get this award. This is good. And they told me, by the way, unfortunately, it's only Samantha's name on the certificate. I mean, surprisingly, I took it pretty well, actually. Just swallowed it down. A lot of swallowing down. and I did say to Sam on the night, look, you know, I'm not bothered. Really not bothered. Bloody been down there last year. Every night. So I think that Samantha felt a little bit guilty about this, so she did contact the council and she said, look, you know, we're having an allotment thing wedding, we're getting an allotment cake, you've got to do something about this certificate. Can you change the certificate? And by the way, we're on a bit of a deadline. Do you think you could get it here before the wedding? Which they did manage to get a certificate to us. I'm happy to say about that. But sadly, it's not for the first time this year that I've been in a large gathering of people, only to find out again that my name is not on it. And the thing is, maybe you can't all see that, but it actually says Mr. and Mrs. McGrill. Maybe Malin's onto something.
That's a great name.
You know, I'm not saying what Samantha's trying to tell me. Maybe she's not totally on board with the whole like taking the collar name or something. But what that does, it really just leaves me with one option, really, at this point, and that is to make the following announcement. I would like to say that on behalf of Rushmore and Bloom, I'd just like to thank Jean and Terry for all their effort. It was recognised by.
It's been a great pleasure to
I mean, all the work you put into it,
Brilliant.
So my best man who's almost passing out I would like to thank Dean for being my best man today. I asked Dean to be my best man roughly about a year ago. We were in Mexico, it was his 30th. I asked him, I thought I'd give him a bit longer than a week's notice. As I witnessed about a month ago with Mr. King and Stuart. So he's had a little bit of time to prepare, so he really shouldn't be too nervous. I've known him for a few years now, since the university days actually, and I was the best man at his wedding a couple of years ago. He has been a good friend to me, and will continue to be, depending upon what comes up in the next few minutes. I should mention that he would be wise to savour the experience, as I think it's probably unlikely that he'll be asked by anyone else. And I'm really only basing that on what he had lined up for me on the stag do, actually. Which I am a little bit smug about, saying that I did manage to somehow come out of that unscathed. And I do worry about the person that actually got my stag surprise instead of me. That poor guy, I mean, yeah. I'm lucky for him, I guess. Also, on a serious note, I'd like to thank him for everything he's done today. He's really helped out with the church. I'd like to thank him for helping out with the rehearsals. He was great there as well. We do have a gift for you. I'm going to hold it back until we hear what you've got to say.
So you've really got two gifts for him?
Yeah. So now really, just the one person in the room that I owe the most thanks to is Samantha, my beautiful bride.
Yay!
The one that was there to open sports nutrition bars for me on the NC 500 cycle challenge. My rock. Firstly, thanks for all your efforts in coordinating and arranging the big day. Your creativity and attention to detail, I think everybody can see that today. It's been outstanding. Yeah.
Well done, Sammy.
You've proven that you are an excellent project manager, a lousy financial controller. But I love you all the same. Well, I'm sure you'll all agree how stunning she looks today. But it was worth the wait, definitely worth the wait. I never turned around, did I? Like I promised I would.
You filling up some?
I'd like to thank you for marrying me and making me the happiest and proudest man today.
Yay!
Samantha will often tell you that I can be wrong. I don't admit to it. I can be wrong, but in marrying you, I know that I've made the right decision. My only concern is that I'm not sure that you made the right decision. Well, it's too late now. Well, unless that guy really is the TV repairman. So, I'd just like to ask everybody to be upstanding for a toast to my wife.
No.
My pride and joy to Samantha.
Samantha.
Thanks.
Well, I could stand here and give you a lot more stale jokes, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hand over to the best man, which is Mr. Dean Gafferco. Before he starts though, I would just like you to keep in mind that when I was the best man, a couple of years ago, my speech mostly consisted of lies. In fact, it was all lies. Since that time, I think Dean's had at least 3 attempts on my life. A fishing trip in Mexico, rough seas, woefully ill-equipped vessel. Cycle 500 miles around Scotland for charity. You know, that was a big grueling. And also Latvia, which I did try and get out of, but unfortunately he was adamant not to go. So thanks for all of that, Dean. I hope you're ready for the heckling. I'm really